What's going on, guys? It is the Zoomer Value Investor here back at you with another video. Quite the year Palantir stock has had. We've seen it stabilize at a whopping $180. I remember doing my last video on this. The stock was about hitting $40, and I was talking about how I purchased it $5 per share in 2022. Very much an asymmetrical bet on the idea of this company could get replaced in the great AI race. It could go to zero, or this is going to do what it says it's going to do, and it's going to 100x. And it's looking like the stock's starting to play out. So the thing I really wanted to say on this video is at this valuation, all that, if you sold some or if you're planning on selling some, it makes total sense. I don't think you're crazy at all. I think that, you have to realize profits at some point. It's almost like Death Note. You have your light Yagami moment where it's like, just say, hey, I won, take some of it out. But with Palantir stock in particular, I really want you to think about this. There's not another company quite like this where the retail ownership percentage is what it is. This is a company, it's well owned, like a third of it is owned by retail. And in the modern age with like institutions and, Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, they own every company ever, pretty much. And this is one thing where I kind of want to, speak to retail for a moment and just say, like, this should be one of our few things that, like, we kind of have. And I don't want to lose sight of that. So no matter how enticing it might be to, capitulate your shares to something, I always just kind of keep in the back of your mind as a Palantir shareholder, if the stock goes to 300 or so tomorrow, like, set aside some shares, like a mental amount, and be like, I will never sell this. I will never touch this. And keep in mind, if you've seen my video about Tom Lee and selling tech stocks, one of the craziest things about tech stocks is it can get quite uncomfortable how much those ratios can go up, those valuation ratios. It can get uncomfortable. It can always seem like it's screaming sell, but that doesn't mean it's time to sell. Because what matters most is your product in its dominant market niche, and Palantir is very much there right now. I was thinking about this with Palantir. I was watching a video about like its military LLM AI demo. And one of the things that makes it so special is there's no other LLM in the world that has different feeds into different data inputs that Palantir does. When I was watching this demo, I was just so surprised by how easily the LLM could interface data from satellites and all the different things that the US military uses to interface with its decision making and communicate that with the Palantir analyst who's using the software. So that's something that really stood out to me. I think as far as like, DOD and just like kind of like secret clearance usage kind of AI, I think Palantir is going to remain in the dominant like market niche of that for the future going forward. And no matter how uncomfortable things get, remember what I said about keep a mental note of like, I will never sell these shares. And that's how I feel about Palantir. I feel like it is one of those special companies where, realize your profits, but never sell it all. Don't do that. All right, Zoomer Value Investor signing out for now. Peace.